shouldn't be here. I know that now. But back then, it was just another night. Another stop on my way to something better. I was tired. My bones ached from the road, and that hotel. It looked like a blessing. Warm light in the windows, a quiet little place. Nothing out of the ordinary. I stepped inside. The floor creaked under my boots. The clerk was waiting at the desk, a man with a polite smile. But his eyes stayed too long. They held something behind them, something I didn't want to name. The desk was old, scratched and worn. A logbook sat open, ink still wet on the latest entry. But something was odd. The last few names had been scratched out, as if someone wanted to erase them. He slid me the key, room 303. "Sleep tight," he said. The way he said it, I should have left right then. But I didn't. The hallway was too long, too quiet. The gaslights flickered as I passed, shadows twisting on the wallpaper like they were moving on their own. The air felt thick, heavy, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. I reached my door, turned the key, stepped inside, and the first thing I noticed, the mirror. It was too big, covering almost the entire wall, and something about it felt wrong. The floor beneath me groaned, too hollow, like there was space beneath it. I knelt, pressing my palm flat against the boards. A soft vibration, like something was moving below. I shook off the feeling, blaming it on exhaustion. As I undressed, I caught my reflection shifting. Just a trick of the light, I told myself. But then, I heard it. A faint shuffle behind the mirror. A breath. Someone was there. The wallpaper near the mirror seemed slightly torn at the edges, curling up as if someone had been pulling at it. I reached out, fingers trembling, and tugged lightly. The paper peeled away, revealing not a solid wall, but another room. I held my breath, listened. Then, tap, tap. A soft knock from the other side of the mirror. I stepped back. My skin crawled. And then, the knock came again, louder. I grabbed my candle and pressed my face closer to the opening. Beyond the mirror, there was a hidden corridor, dimly lit, filled with shadows. A breath, too close. The sensation of being watched tightened around my chest. I ran, grabbed my bag, and ran. The hallway seemed longer now, stretching forever. I turned corners that shouldn't have been there. I could hear footsteps, soft, measured, following behind me. The door to the lobby was just ahead, but when I got there, the clerk was already standing in front of it, smiling, like he'd been expecting me, like he knew I'd run. Behind me, the footsteps stopped. Then, darkness, a scream, and then, silence. I never checked out of that hotel. Not really. I don't think anyone ever does.
This isn't just a ghost story. It's real. H. Holmes, America's first known serial killer, built a hotel designed not for comfort, but for death. Officially called the World's Fair Hotel, but history remembers it by a different name, the Murder Castle. Holmes was a man who thrived on deception. He wasn't just a killer, he was a con artist, a master manipulator. He designed his hotel like a labyrinth, a place where people would enter and never leave. Newspaper articles of the time reported missing persons. Most were written off as travelers who had simply moved on. Few suspected that behind the walls of Holmes's hotel, a horror beyond imagination was unfolding. When authorities finally searched the basement, they found bones, body parts, and personal belongings of victims. Some skeletons were stripped clean, sold for medical research. Others were never identified. And the worst part? He never showed an ounce of guilt. When he was caught, Holmes admitted to his crimes with a smile. He even described himself as possessed by the devil. H.H. Holmes was executed in 1896, but his legend never died. The murder castle burned down, its secrets turned to ash. But sometimes, when a place is built for darkness, the darkness never truly leaves. Over the years, ghost stories have spread. Some say the land itself is cursed, that those who walk too close still hear whispers through the walls. Holmes may be gone, but some believe his spirit never left.